Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, back and doing a best of 3 Crimson Vow draft. This is an underwhelming pack. So our rare is pretty much unplayable here, Splendid Reclamation. We've got Bloodsworn Squire, which is good, I guess we could take that. It's looking like it might be the best card, or Drogskull Infantry, which is a 2-drop that can come back, so I guess there's an argument for that, but... And Squire's a 4-drop, which I usually like less, but I think the fact that this can eventually be a pretty big thing that can get indestructible is actually pretty good. Although I have cut it for my deck before, and I've never cut a Drogskull Infantry. So I guess there's kind of points all around here to think about. And other than that, there's really not much of anything in this pack. I might just take the Squire because it's an uncommon, and I think it's pretty good. Giving it indestructible is pretty good. At least it can block well in a lot of situations. All right, best card here. Well, in black we have Mind Leech Ghoul, Undying Malice, and Vampire's Kiss. None of those are particularly exciting. Best card, I guess there's an argument, maybe the Vanguard in the human deck. So the potential upside of Vanguard is pretty high. Infestation Expert is pretty solid, though. I do like this card a lot. So that makes for an interesting question here. Vanguard's going to be good if you're primarily humans. Infestation Expert is usually just good on its own. It doesn't require anything. Also kind of like black-green. I feel like Infestation Expert is less committal than Vanguard, and it's kind of always good. I would say it's the strongest card in here, probably. I could just take the rare. It's also got Ward, but Expert's pretty slick. I like that it comes in with other things. It's a pretty good beating. All right, best card here. It's kind of yet another underwhelming pack. I guess you could take Retribution. Team buff plus, if you're a vampire deck, it's a one-sided damage spell. It could be good. We have one vampire so far. Gluttonous Guest is playable. So is Gargantua and Phalanx. There's Flourishing Hunter, which is a big fat fatty. I'm kind of tempted to take the Retribution. It's specific in the deck that I can be played in, but on the other hand, it is removal in the right deck. I think the upside of Retribution is pretty substantial if you're primarily a vampire deck. I don't know. Let's see if it works. I didn't give up much of anything, so I don't know if it matters. Blood Petal Celebrant. Well, there's a pretty solid vampire. 2-drop. It's aggressive. Gets you blood tokens. Pretty good. Maybe we'll get the Gambit on the wheel. I think if Gambit was playable anywhere, it would probably be in the hyper aggro vampire deck. There's Evolving Wilds in here too. Piercing Light is playable removal, but I'll take the Celebrant. Solid 2-drop beater. All right, pick here. We could take the Sure Strike, or we could go with the Epicure for aggro purposes. I haven't really played the Epicure yet, but, you know, I've had some commenters tell me I'm missing out, so we could take it. It's cheap. It's a vampire. Otherwise, yeah, Sure Strike, Gargantua. I kind of like Gargantua. It's also good exploit fodder, but whatever. We'll take the Epicure. I'll see what I think of it. Give it a chance. All right, well, we can take Celebrants here. Totally fine. Big finisher. Some blue cards in here that are pretty good. I like the Swarm. Evolving Wilds is always playable, but I'll take the Celebrants. I've been impressed by it. You know, for being a 5-drop aggro card, it's a good top end. Okay, well, we've got some choices here. Bloody Betrayal is good in black-red if you can get the exploit fodder to support it. Desperate Farmer is pretty good too, because stuff's going to die, and then it turns into a pretty good lifelink beater. But we also could take Lacerate Flesh, which I don't love, but it is removal. And we only have one removal spell currently. I guess I'll get one Lacerate Flesh. Typically do not like this card, but I'll take it here because it's playable removal. Okay, Epicure versus Blood Fountain. Well, I guess we can take another Epicure. Also have Frenzied Devils in here, but we'll see. We'll take Epicure and see if we're supposed to do the 1-drop 1/1 beat fest here. Well, Ceremonial Knife looks a lot better when you got these Valdaran Epicures, so we'll take it. We've got all these blood token generators. We need some sort of payoff for the blood tokens. That's what I think. Guess we could take Undying Malice. It's not bad. Vampire's Kiss is pretty bad. And Pyre Spawn's playable, but we want to keep the curve low. I guess I'll take Undying Malice. I mean, we have some Enter the Battlefield stuff. Epicures, Celebrants. Whatever, we'll take it. It's kind of not bad with an Epicure, even if you're chump blocking. All right, I guess we'll take a Pyre Spawn. Wedding Invitation does actually kind of make sense in here. Ancestral Anger. Well, to be honest, I've never played it, but who knows? Maybe it's coming one of these days. Ooh, Creepy Puppeteer. This is a great rare to open for us because although we have, oh man, I hope we get that Recluse back. That's so good in here with all these blood tokens, but Puppeteer in here with the Epicures, Celebrants too. Real good. Real strong, puts games away real fast. So we'll take that. I think pretty good, very high chance we wheel the Blood Fountain. Reasonable chance we get the Recluse back. Probably not getting that Traveler back, but that's okay. All right, choices here. Well, we can take the Combatants. I guess it makes sense. Otherwise, we could take Fearful Villager because it's got the Menace. I mean, we want to press damage pretty badly, so it might actually be Combatants. Odric is quite unimpressive. Groom's Finery is probably fine, but we already have a knife. We don't need too much equipment. I guess Combatants is more explosive than Fearful Villager, so it might make sense. All right. Borderline mono red here. Bloody Betrayal kind of makes sense. We don't have the exploit to support it, but steal your fatty and kill you with it is usually a good plan. Actually, maybe we just want the Evolving Wilds. We might end up being a 16 land deck, so Evolving Wilds can make the mana base a little bit better. Another Epicure. Mind Leech Ghoul. Well, we could have gotten the exploit synergy. Maybe I'll just go deep on Epicures. Give them a try, see what I think. Otherwise, we could take Sure Strike because we already have 9 creatures. Whatever, I'll just keep taking Epicures and see what I think of them. All right, Sure Strike, but actually I think we want the Impulse. We're borderline mono red deck now. I think the chances are pretty low that we would want to play Vampire's Kiss. Ancestral Anger, I guess I could consider if I had like 4 of them. At least it gives Trample too. Oh, let's see. I guess we can do Pointed Discussion, although the fact that you can't target your opponent with it is definitely downside. Otherwise, just Blood Fountain, but to be honest, we don't even have anything I care about to bring back. Guess we could take a Pointed Discussion. I don't really want it, but guess we'll take it. This deck needs some help. Runebound Wolf, well, it's a 2-drop, but we already have 10 creatures. Probably take the Sure Strike at this point because pushes damage through and is a combat trick for our 1/1s. All right, I think we go Combatants number 2. It's when trying to be explosive, I would say Combatants does a pretty good job of that. So black is definitely getting cut. I think at this point we may just be a mono red deck. I think there's a high probability we're a mono red deck, considering we have 3 black cards currently, and none of them are that good. Well, I don't want to play a Ridge Wolf, but we have 1 werewolf. Well, I guess we'll take it for now. All the Pyre spawns, or we can take the Finery. Probably take Finery, to be honest. I really don't want to play Pyre spawns. I'll just take the uncommon here. Blood Servitor, technically playable, though I really hope we don't have to. All right, second to last pick, Sure Strike, it's fine. All the Pyre spawns a little boy could ask for. Oh, and then we open Avabruck Caretaker. Maybe we just play, yeah, let's go back to the green plan then. Got it. Hey, no problem. Our deck just, we got, all we needed, we were 1 broken card away from a deck, and thankfully we got it. Blood Hypnotist, Rending Flame in here, whatever. You take the most broken card in the set, and you take it, and you play it. Do we have any other green cards? No, that's okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, pretty easy Rending Flame here. Cemetery Illuminator is a great card. Wow. But we've already got our requisite broken card here, so let's just take Rending Flame and be happy about it. I think there's pretty low probability we're going to need to play Ancestral Anger. We're back up to a 17 land deck at this point. I don't think playing 17 lands is that big of a deal either when you have like all this blood token generation. Then you can shuffle through your deck a little bit easier. All right, well, I like Magma, Pummeler well and good enough, so we can take it. It's kind of cool with Caretaker too. Just keep putting counters on it. Massive Might will probably be playable, but whatever. So we take the Mariner. We can take another Lacerate Flesh because we already have 13 creatures. Our removal is currently 2 Sure Strike, 1 Rending Flame, 1 Markov. How many vampires did we get? 5? Retribution is not even looking that good. I guess I'll take another removal spell. All right, Frenzied Devil versus, maybe we just take the Sporeback Wolf. We already have a Hungry Ridge Wolf. We probably could use some more early game. Whatever. Can never have enough early game. Sporeback Wolf's kind of cool with Puppeteer too. Actually turn it into a 4/5 because it's got that static ability. Huh. Mulch? I don't think so. Yeah, Ridge Wolf number 2 probably is it. We're up to 4 wolves and werewolves, so. Turn from Vampire Aggro into Avabruck Caretaker deck. All right, well, we already have 15 creatures, so I guess I could take yet another Sure Strike. Or we could take the Toxic Scorpion, but I'm okay taking Sure Strike here, actually. I think we're off the Retribution plan probably now. And Sure Strike might even just be better than Lacerate Flesh for this deck, we'll see. Grawl Knock, well, we could, or we could just keep taking Epicures. I mean, technically we're still a beatdown deck, I guess. Oh, whatever, I'll take it. I'm not going to splash Grawl Knock, so could take it for 20 gems. You know me. All right, let's take the Blood Petal Celebrant. Hypnotist, actually, Hypnotist might be pretty nasty in here. Well, we have like all blood token generation. That's true. I guess that makes sense. Scorpion. Sure. Massive Might. There we go. Just whatever. All right. Let's take a look here. Well, I wasn't expecting to turn into a Caretaker deck, but when you get the most powerful card in the set and you were in the position we're in, you just take it and suddenly you're that deck. So 18 creatures, we can easily cut 3 creatures. What are the weakest 3 in the deck? It's probably Pyre Spawn. Just because we don't need it and we still would like to be aggro. Probably don't need the Scorpion. It's not a very aggressive card. It's kind of cool with Trample, but yeah, I don't think Scorpion's an aggressive card, but Epicure sure is. Whatever. Could take the invitation, or could cut the invitation just because it's kind of like an easy card to cut. It's true. Making stuff unblockable is definitely good in some situations, and it nets a card, but I think we're probably going to end up cutting it anyway because I want to keep our card draw. I think I want to keep the knife when we got 4 Epicures as well. I might just end up cutting one of our Lacerate Fleshes too. I'm usually good with just one. And then we have to cut 1 creature. Reasonable argument to cut the Epicure. Could cut the Combatants. Don't really want to cut the Wolf because we only have 5 Wolves and Werewolves. So it does actually make our Ridge Wolves better. So the creature it's between Epicure or a Combatant. In my opinion. Probably an Epicure. I feel like Combatant is probably explosive enough where we want to keep it. All right. So obviously way more red than green, but I think I agree with 10-8. That's probably going to work. Weird deck. If you win a draft, it's, I imagine, going to be solely because we have a Caretaker in the deck. But yeah, not what I had planned for this deck to be, but it's what it ended up being. So how many Vamps did we end up with? 6? Huh. I guess if I played the Epicure, cut a Combatant, I could cut a Sure Strike, and I could still technically do Markov Retribution. And I guess a little less than 50% of our creatures would actually work with Retribution, and 4 of them would be just a 2/1 that deals 2 damage to something. Not that that's terrible, but otherwise Hypnotist and Celebrants are like the best actual creatures with it. That's okay. I think I'm all right with this. We'll accept it. This is it. All right. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right. Round 1. We'll play first. It's a keep. Not the most exciting hand, but it's got both colors. We have some card draw. I imagine if we don't draw anything better, we're going to be doing a turn 3 Impulse. Turn 2 Impulse is, to me, not ideal. Well, at least our opponent mulled a 5. That makes this quite a bit better. We could also accidentally hit Caretaker. Uh-oh. Bloodcaster, huh? All right, well, I'm going to do the Ridge Wolf instead here. What does this do again? When it dies... Oh, that's a good card, yeah. Mm. Ah. I'm gonna do impulse first here. Uh-oh. Yeah-oh. Classic trick kill. Hey, my opponent did really good on a mull 2-5. I'll tell you that much. That was definitely not a guaranteed victory with opponent on mull to 5. Rare into ramp into solid beater into solid beater. It's pretty good. Do we have much of a plan? Toxic Scorpion does not actually pair well against Mariner. I'll tell you that much. Pairs well against Lumberknot and Blossom, I guess, but Mariner is very good against little Death Touchers, that's for sure. I like this card. I think we got to stick to the same plan here and just sure strike them to death. To be honest, this is kind of a tempting keep. I'm actually going to keep this. I think the fact that we have Epicure, yeah, and this hand just got infinitely better because we drew a land, but even if we didn't draw the land there, we got the blood token. Maybe that's the nice upside about Epicure, is it makes more hands keepable. It's true. Could have bluffed there, but I don't love it. Uh-oh. Yo. Oh, good draw there. Let's go, guess combatants. In for 4. Well, I guess we'll do it like this. I'm actually going to discard the Pummeler, because I feel like if we can get a land here, we could realistically play Caretaker this game, if we can stay alive long enough. Ah. I have one card left. Well, I don't want them to be able to protect, but I do want my Caretaker to... Here, I'm going to stop on their upkeep. Because if I can play Caretaker, yeah, that'll presumably win the game. So I guess I pass the turn. Let it be night. Well, I was hoping their last card wasn't the thing, but it was the thing. Well, I guess the good news is we're not actually dead. Bad news is... Oh. Oh, no, I can't block. We are actually dead. Never mind. So I think I needed to, I guess, ditch the Caretaker to draw the stuff and the thing. What's the stuff and the thing? The Massive Might, so I could block it. But then I don't have my Caretaker, so it doesn't realistically seem like a game we can win. Do I even want the Lacerate Flesh? I mean, it kills a lot of things. Kills the Raider. Yeah, I guess we keep it. All right, we'll run her back. Well, I don't love it, but we'll keep it. No second color from our opponent. That's good. Uh-oh. So toxic. I don't think we play the Evolving Wilds yet, actually. It could deck then for us, which is good, but we could also, well, yeah, we could draw a 1-drop here, so I suppose this makes sense. Yeah, the 1-drop we would want would be red. Alright, so now I guess we can do the Evolving Wilds, get our second green. Great draw there. I'm okay if they block the combatants. They can take 6 and, yeah. I mean, they clearly have a grip full of spells because we saw them miss land drops. So they have 5 spells in hand. To our 0. We have obviously more board presence, but there's no guarantees in life. Sensible play. So we just divide up the damage and get in there. That's definitely the best block. I agree. All right. Yep. So exactly as I stated, 5 spells in hand, no cards left. This is the exact trajectory you would expect to happen if you continue to draw lands, even with the help of... Can you imagine if we didn't have the Ceremonial Knife? That's the funny part. How much more of a nightmare this would have been. I mean, obviously it's a nightmare and we're on a fast track to losing now, but... I mean, if we had drawn anything here... Well, that's interesting. I think we might, because the captain can, oh, that's, huh. Do we play the Pummeler now as a 3/3 or do we wait? Because we don't have that many turns left with the Catapult Captain. Yeah, I think I might have to play it. I don't even know. I don't think we can afford to take a turn off here, actually. I mean, we have 2 more Epicures, too. Actually block here. Get the extra blood token. So they throw the 13. I think we need to win here. Yeah, because we're dead next turn. So this is our last turn to do it. Wow. Oh, I needed to equip there. Mistake! I needed to equip the knife. Click too fast. Well, I guess it doesn't actually matter. Well, that's not true. No, it does. Yeah, because I throw at the Pummeler. So then they just throw whatever at the Pummeler. Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think it's GG's. Wait, what? For some reason I thought they could throw this at creatures, but it's only at opponents, right? Wow. They could have blocked differently to not die there too, right? Or was that the smartest block that they had? I guess they didn't have a choice but to block Magma Pummeler with something that had 3 power. Is that right? whether it be Archghoul or Weaver. So they had to deal 3 damage to it. Well, I'm glad I made one good decision that game, which was to play Pummeler as a 3/3, because we had 0 chance of winning if I had waited a turn on the Pummeler, because they would have just thrown the Phalanx at us. I can't believe we won that game. They shuffle, you know, they stumbled a couple turns, which when you're an aggro deck like we are, you're supposed to be able to take advantage of that, but I thought for sure they had stabilized. It came down to how many blood token. We had to do what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did we do 4 or 5 blood tokens to get to the answer we needed? Wow. I guess that's the selling point of the blood tokens. By the way, their deck was awesome. I really loved their deck. Lumberknot with Phalanx. If Phalanx is playable anywhere, it's in the Catapult Captain Ancient Lumberknot deck, so. And then they're even playing Sheltering Bough for that sweet Lumberknot Captain synergy as well. Multiple Lumberknots. Their deck is sweet. All right. Crazy win. We'll see for round 2. All right, round 2. Not exactly the aggro start that the aggro deck wants, but that would be a tough one to sell as a mull, just because Rending Flame's the best removal spell in our deck, and Magma Pummeler is a pretty solid creature for us, even though it's not coming down anytime soon. Well, at least I can attack into it. Fellstinger's a great card. All right, well, that's gonna die. I hope they attack, and then I can just, whatever, just kill this thing. Well, the longer I wait on the Pummeler, the better, since I've got a grip full of lands here. Aha. We were always just one caretaker away from being real dirty here. They can bleed dry it, that's alright. Or Hero's Downfall. No, we can chill. Why not? Yeah. Seems like a pretty fair card. That's a smart move. Oh. Well, that's not very fair. There's stuff that gives Death Touch in this game, or so I don't want to play another spell. So it's just so nonsensical. It's just so stupid. Just such a terrible, terrible design. I can't help but say it every time I see it. It's just such a terrible design. Like, whoever came up with this design, they should be forced to tender their resignation. They should have to turn it in and be like, you're right, I screwed up. I'm terrible at designing. I shouldn't have gotten this job. I certainly shouldn't keep my job. Get rid of me. Handcuff me. Throw me in a jail cell. I don't even deserve to interact with the public anymore because I designed this horrific, feel bad, terrible card. Sideboard. We don't have much of one. I guess we could do a Lacerate Flesh. We have Markov Retribution. Toxic Scorpions. So toxic. Their deck looks solid. Rock solid. Lumberknot, Sharpshooter, Wolf, Downfall, Stinger. Huh. You know they have Witch's Web. I'll have to pay attention to that. Let's keep it the same for now. We're still we're an aggro deck that has Avabruck Caretaker in it, so. This hand's good. Turn 2 Wolf, turn 3 Impulse, so even if we do miss the land drop, hopefully we find it with the Impulse, with any luck. I think since we're the aggro deck, yeah, that's fine. We can attack here. I think we'll do the Impulse. Hope to hit the land. All right, miss the land, and we lose Caretaker. Oh, that's funny. That is really funny. Witch's Web for the win. And then we'll go to game 3. Suppose we have to play something so we don't just die to attacks. Like, I want to keep up Sure Strike, but we actually die if I leave up Sure Strike because they have 3 attackers that are all lethal. I mean, we've definitely lost. I don't quite know why I'm still playing. And to top it all off, we lost our Caretaker in embarrassing fashion too. This feels like the same deck we played in round 1, which is interesting. Run it back. I like what we got. Oh, jeez. Yeah. We better maul that one. This one we'll keep. And we'll ditch a land. probably the Evolving Wilds. Oh, opponent mulled to 5. That could be helpful. I wonder if I want to ditch the Lacerate Flesh. I guess we don't have to yet. Good thinking. I'm gonna ditch the Lacerate Flesh. Oh, that was a good draw. So I'm going to either Rending Flame it or kill it with Sure Strike. I think I'd just rather use the Sure Strike. Even though Sure Strike ends up dealing more damage, I think I'd rather just do it that way because Rending Flame, I feel like, deals with more targets. Do they have Hero's Downfall mana here? Probably choose the Ridge Wolf if I'm them. Yeah, well, it ended up working out for us because they killed our creature we care the least about. Just in order to prevent the most damage, which sort of makes sense. Yeah, we just go like this and get in for 5. They can trade with the Ridge Wolf and take 3. Am I right with that? Could have Rending Flamed it too, but doesn't seem like necessary. I still would have killed the Ridge Wolf. Well, I guess it takes them to 2. Alright, well, we got a lucky break there. Opponent mulled to 5 and got mana screwed. Although we mulled to 6. We just didn't get mana screwed and were able to play spells much more consistently than our opponent. Alright, we'll see for round 3. Alright, it's a keep. Pretty uncomfortably land heavy, but we're going to keep it. I'm going to act like I have something. I'm going to bluff. Hmm. Hmm. So they can sack the escort. They didn't, though, which is interesting. Guess we want to deal 4 to them. Well, we do have to worry about the lifelink, though. No, we deal 4 to them. Oh. All right. Looking like a pretty solid looking train deck. They got lifelink with escort and Heron. They've got +1/+1 counters with Dormant Grove for escort synergy. I think they needed to sack their escort there and gain life and save their pig. Because they would have been back up to... Well, I guess we still would have had lethal. Maybe they needed to not be so aggressive. Sideboard options here. Well, to be honest, we don't have much of a sideboard. We've got like a Death Toucher, more Epicure, although combatants, I think ultimately I'm happier to play the 2 combatants because they've been pretty explosive. And then another Lacerate Flesh, but I doubt I would want that. All right, this is keep. I admit, Epicure has been playing surprisingly well. I've kind of liked it. For being a 1-mana 1/1, it's really not bad. So, Sure Strike makes better use of mana, but I think Massive Might's actually better here because we get in a bunch more damage. Our Ritual still doesn't die, and then Sure Strike later, I think, can actually deal more damage. I think we're also going to pop our... I'm pretty tempted to pop the blood token here. Ditching Lacerate Flesh. Not that it's terrible. It's not. It's just... I guess I don't need to yet. I can hold on to it. Because I'm most likely playing Combatant next turn. Maybe it depends on what they play here. If we see the Heron... well, now I might want to hold on to the Flesh, I guess. In the flesh. I guess we'll get a second red. It's an interesting choice. I wasn't expecting that. Uh-oh. It's a good one. So's that. So we'll attack with both, see what happens. Because they probably don't have lethal. So close to killing them. Are they going to kill us? Let's see. Infantry. Alright, so they'll do 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're not dead. I think we ditch the blood token now to see what we get. Because we could have lethal, but now we need to. Unfortunately. I still think we have to preserve the other sure strike. Probably. All right, that's GG's. So we'll go to game 3. I'm wondering if there's anything I want to do differently here. I mean, I suppose Lacerate Flesh looks a little bit, but it's so expensive though. But it's got some reasonable targets here. I want to kill Welcoming Vampire. I'd like to kill the Heron. It's just so expensive. I feel like Sure Strikes are ultimately better, to be honest. We still have Rending Flame. Yeah, we're probably okay. We haven't seen Creepy Puppeteer this whole draft. How weird. Now that I've said it, it's definitely going to be our opening hand this game. All right, well, it's a keep. Pretty good hand. Green-red vampire aggro. Well, doesn't happen all that often. But you folks get to bear witness to it. So we definitely don't want to crack our blood token yet. We want to get that Hypnotist down first. Makes way more sense. All right, so we do this first, ditch a green. And that can't block. Oh. Oh. Don't mind if I do. Hmm. I could have flipped my dude. I think we're actually going to die to Exacxies. No, that's not true. We have our insects, so I guess we're okay. So we need to get in with 4 creatures. That was a good draw for him. Six, 9, 13, 16. So I need to block one dude here. We'll go to 1. All right, ended up going 2-1. Really like this deck. Actually, no, I didn't even like our deck that much, to be honest. I liked Epic here. That card played well. I'll remember that for the future, but our deck was... Really, it shouldn't have gone 2-1. I think the fact that it went 2-1 is pretty unfair, to be honest, because it really just tells you how strong of a card Avabruck Caretaker is, because I would have never played green if we didn't open Caretaker. So kind of a nothing special deck plus Avabruck Caretaker that ended up going 2-1. So that alone is an accomplishment, I guess. Actually, are you really even accomplishing anything if you're running Caretaker and winning? Probably not. I don't even consider that a victory. It's not a moral victory. It's not a satisfying victory. It's just a victory. Let's do some pack one, pick ones here. Pack one, pick one. I would go with Cadet versus Suitor. Suitor's pretty good for aggro. And Cadet is very good for value. Probably the Suitor, just because it gets so much damage in so fast. All right, pack one, pick one here. Could go Singer or Slinger. 100% of the time I call this Singer. 100% of the time I call it Singer off the bat. No idea why. Sawblade Singer makes no sense whatsoever. There's also Desperate Farmer in here, which is good. I guess we'd go Slinger. Kill zombies or artifacts can definitely be useful. All right, pack one, pick one here. Guess we could go the Gift of Fangs. Some removal. There's Wedding Security in there too, which is pretty strong. Here's pretty easy. Parasitic Grasp. Here I'd go Grasp again, I'm pretty sure, over Pup, even though Pup is very good. And finally, yeah, I could go the Gatekeeper. It's a 2-drop, 2-power first striker. All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.